Hey guys. So earlier today in my stories, I had posted a picture of a starter kit and asking if anyone was interested in learning more about how they can join with no out-of-pocket expenses. So I had a poll and it says yep, and then it also has the other answer was send me more information. So basically when you want to do those polls, you always want to have some form of yes answer. You never want to give people the option to say no. So they either just keep scrolling by or they select one of your choices. So I've had two random people, they're not in my VIP groups, they're not current customers, who said, please send me more information. So I pulled out my already made recruiting packets and I figured I'd show you guys what I'm putting in them because they're super simple. And now with the incentive that started today, it's a really good time to create your own recruiting packets. And I would recommend doing them in bulk. Do maybe like 5, 10 at a time. So that way when people say, you know, send me more information, because we're going to start having more conversations, you can easily just put a label on it and pop it in the mail the next day or even that same day. So I want to show you guys what's in mine. So this is what it looks like. It's going to look a little different when I mail it. I'm going to fold this over, and this is just a clear cello bag, and then it's probably going to put a little bit of tape, but the label is going to be here, so that's going to keep this side down. So that's the game plan. So it's just a clear bag, and I'm going to show you guys what is inside. And let me flip this around so it's not backwards for you guys, because I hate watching videos and everything's backwards and it just doesn't make any sense. So I got these folders from the Scentsy family, the consultant store. You don't need the folders, okay? Now, if you don't have the folders, you can easily pop them into, and I was so bummed that they didn't fit. I have these 6x9 white top-loading envelopes that I love to mail things in, especially the catalogs. But with the folder, it doesn't fit in here, and that's totally okay. So if you don't have the folder, just find something to put it in. So inside my folder, I think they look the same in the consultant store, I'm not sure, but they're very inexpensive. You can get a pack of them there, and I just kind of stock up and add them to every order that I put in. Inside, I have it look like this. So I like it in the folder because it looks a little bit more professional and business-like, but if you have everything neatly put into some sort of mailer, it's totally fine. And the stuff that you put in here, completely up to you, but you definitely want to give them a catalog, especially if they don't have a catalog. If you can't do a catalog, a showcase brochure, and then you can even do a product list. But if they're not a current customer, you don't know if they're familiar with Scentsy, so you want to make sure that they have a catalog and can see all the current products that we have. I also threw in our new release scratch off, what do you call it, half sheet, because we're only 1 month into the current catalog season, so I want them to be able to smell all the things. And then I am throwing in a scent circle. So I would recommend putting in some sort of sample, whether you're doing a scent circle or maybe a car bar or even like a wax sample, something that is going to kind of trigger a scent memory. So whenever, let's say someone, got this and they got magnolia linen, every time they think of Scentsy, they're going to think of magnolia linen. And, this might be part of their why story. It's like the first smell of Scentsy was magnolia linen. So you want them to be able to try out the product, meaning you want them to be able to smell. So I have that over on this side, and on this side, I just have some paperwork. So the two papers, or starting from your story, whether you printed on a rack card, I got these, I designed them myself and I had them printed at Vistaprint. They're front and back, so it's just my story, pictures of my family on here. And then on the back, it just says why choose Scentsy, and then a QR code where they can scan to go join, okay? So you can print this yourself. You can print it at Vistaprint or whatnot. Just make sure you have your story. You can even print it on a piece of paper, fold it up and throw it in there, but as long as they have a way to connect with you. I didn't make the folder. I bought the folder. The folder came just like this. So yeah, you just buy these just like this from the consulting store. So you have that in there. And then I also have 2 pieces of information. Put this down. So the first one I have is called Choose Your Path to Get Started with Scentsy. And this flyer is downloaded straight from our workstation. I just added some information up here, QR code to join, and then my contact information. So I just added that right up there. But otherwise, this entire flyer just came from the workstation. So it gives the 2 options of the starter kits so people can know about that. Okay. And the other thing I have is, so you're interested in joining Scentsy, and it's basically a frequently asked question document. So I got this from another leader and just keep editing it to make it applicable for whatever season that we're in. It just talks about how much does it cost to join, which this one also does. Is there a minimum? Do I have to have a website? How do I get paid? Do I get a discount? So on and so forth. So it's front and back, and it just gives a ton of information. But it also opens up the door for people to answer or ask questions. So people are not going to read all of this. They're not going to read all this. So when you follow up with them a couple days after they receive it, you can say, hey, have you had a chance to look through the information? You know, don't give them a yes or no question. Don't say, you know, what did you think, or an open-ended. Don't say like, what did you think? Or are there any questions that you may have? And they might just say no. You can say, well, what excited you the most? So if someone says, what excited you the most, it's going to make you think a little bit more, and they're going to be able to answer your question. And then that's going to open the door for the conversation. And that's where you're going to lead into them joining right there on the spot, which usually doesn't happen. Or you can talk about how they can earn their kit for free by using the host exclusive kit, and let's, you know, offer to set up a decider party. So if you don't know what a decider party is, it's just a party where you're throwing for them. They're the host, you're the consultant at that time. You know, they're collecting orders, they're doing everything during a regular party. And then if they decide to join, then you can flip it using the host exclusive kit. So they can join for as little as $59, or they can use their product credit and pay for as little as $39. Or if they hit $500 or more, they can get their kit for absolutely free by using their product credit. Then you can also flip the orders right now, flip the orders to them, and they're going to get all the commission from that party. Okay, so that's the most easiest way to get people's foot in the door and starting off on Scentsy. But the first thing you need to do is open your mouth, ask if anyone is interested, and send them a packet, whether it's this or whatever you put together, as long as it's something. So yeah, I printed my story from Vistaprint. You can do it from Staples. You can even print it as like a picture from Walgreens. It doesn't have to be this size or shape. It really could work. And like I said, you can also just print up your story on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, fold it up and throw it in here. It does not have to be fancy, but you need to have your face, your story in people's hands so they can connect with you and they can feel comfortable with you and they can build the trust with you to join your team. So let's get this going, and we'll talk more about the incentive in our team call on Wednesday. But if you have any questions in the meantime, don't hesitate to leave them below. I'll talk to you guys later.